Welcome folks to another episode of Dski Grillz. I'm so excited. Wintertime is upon us and you know that's the time for those awesome, heartwarming type foods, right? Those foods that warm you up, those foods that get you through the wintertime, comfort food, right? So what I have for you today is a special on Dski Grillz. This is a recipe I have made for years. It is simple, it is easy to do, it's actually fun to do. It is called Hearty Meatball Stew, just in time for the winter. Let's go. Okay folks, so let's talk ingredients for this hearty meatball stew. We have red potatoes. I actually have 7 red potatoes. We have 1 whole white onion. I have 3 pounds of ground beef chuck. This is 80-20, so a little bit leaner than the normal 73-27. So we're gonna roll these into meatballs momentarily. We have beef stock, all right? So with the beef stock, we're gonna get that going in just a minute in the pot, let it start warming up. And then just your makings for stew, right? So you have carrots. We have tomato. We also have mixed vegetables, okay? So this is gonna be very easy. We have our tomato paste as well. All of this is gonna blend together and make something absolutely magnificent, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead first and go ahead and get the beef stock in a pot, let it start warming up, add our onions, and then we'll come back and start making some meatballs. See you guys in just a second. Okay folks, so at the stove top, we have our all Clad 8-quart stock pot. This is absolutely perfect for the stew we're gonna make today. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and start by getting the beef stock in. What I did is I bought 2 different packages of this. This is 48 ounces here. The other one is a little bit smaller, and I think that'll be enough stock for what we're trying to do here. So we're just gonna go ahead, get this poured in. Now, you know, the basis of a good soup is a good stock, so I'm gonna go ahead, let this start simmering. Like I told you, I'm gonna add some onion to it as well. This one here is like 32 ounces, so we'll get that one added as well. Now, next step on this process is going to be getting our onions cut, okay? Because I want to get those added to the broth too. I really want them to cook the entire time. I'm not so worried about having chunks of onion as much as I am having the flavor of the onion. So the flavor of the onion is what we're really going for. And we're just going to get it peeled and rinsed and diced. So again, we're doing this here pretty much for flavor only. We'll crisscross it this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this half. This half we're going to add a little bit later as the soup starts forming and coming more together. So this will be onion that we'll have as part of it. This I really wanted to break down in the stock, okay? So in the pot we go. All right, now while we're together, we've already rinsed our potatoes, and all I want to do with our potatoes is I want to cut them in smaller pieces. We're not trying to have these big, large chunks of potatoes. Again, this is going to be hearty, but just a size that you can actually bite, you know, that you can actually bite and doesn't make it like you're just getting a straight potato bite the whole time through, okay? So we're doing pieces like that, all right? And I'll show you exactly what I mean. They're about this size here, pretty small. This will keep our potatoes nice and fresh until we're ready to add them to the pot. All right, so I'm gonna come with some parchment paper to get started on these meatball. Now, one thing I really love about this dish, if you remember I said this is 3 pounds of ground chuck. Again, what I love about this dish is just how easy the prep is for it, okay? So you end up with something really, really hearty and tasty, something that's good for the soul, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time. Okay, so what I do with the 3 pounds, I simply start making meatballs, okay? So it depends on what size you want. Let's see. Let's say that this is a little under golf ball size, I would say. A little bit under golf ball size. And all I do is roll, okay? So I roll it, try to get it as tight as possible. Now I start moving. This is just for me to show you guys. But I knock these things out pretty quick when I'm going, okay? And we'll just sit it there, okay? We'll do another one. Try to keep the size as close to the same so they cook evenly in your pan, because we are going to cook these in a pan, all right? And I had a subscriber who asked me how the pans have been going. You know, I bought that 14-piece all-clad D3 set about a year and a half ago. So this is my way of cooking with that cookware, making this dish and doing both those things at the same time. So to answer her question, this cookware has been phenomenal. It is top notch. I mean, we have cooked up many, many dishes with it. It is my go-to in the kitchen. So what I can say, it's durable. The stainless steel is intact. We use this bar keepers to really make sure it stays shine and keeps its luster. The heat distribution that I talked about in the original video is absolutely amazing. How everything, if it's in the middle of the pan or the edge of the pan, cooks up evenly. So my recommendations is the all-clad D3 pans are definitely worth the investment. Hopefully you can catch them on sale right now. You know, we've missed Black Friday. It's passed just now. But I think there's all kind of deals, you know, coming into the Christmas holiday. So I'm going to continue rolling these up. We will probably end up with about 30 of them. And then we'll get them in a pan again and start searing them off. All right, so as you can see, we have our meatballs formed. We're gonna go ahead now and start browning these in the all-clad pan. So I'll take you over there real quick. Now I have this right now on medium. We're gonna add a little vegetable oil to the pan. This is the spray. And simply start browning our meatballs. Now during that browning process, I will start seasoning as well. But like I told that subscriber of mine, that awesome lady who was asking about the all-clad pan, just watch as we get these babies browned, just how even they cook all the way through. It's just so cool. Now in the meantime, remember we have our broth and onions, which I'll show you in a minute. They are still coming up to temperature. The onions are starting to break down and release those awesome aromatic flavors and smells and stuff that onions put off. So you know this broth is going to be awesome. Now I will season these, okay? All I want to do first is just kind of brown them a little bit, but I will season the top right now while we're together. We are going to use my favorite, which is the It's Incredible, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of hit the tops, start adding a little flavor to these meatballs. Now you don't want any bland meatballs. That's not how we roll on Dski Grillz. Okay, so we get some It's Incredible added to this side here. I think I'll even come back with some of the seasoned pepper as well. So we'll do that also. Here's our seasoned pepper. Get some of that added too. Okay, and then we'll just brown these. I'll get back with you in a little bit. All we're going to do is roll them around in the pan until we get a beautiful brown on each side. What we're going to do next while this is going on is probably go ahead and add our carrots first and then our potatoes next to our broth, okay? But let me show you our broth real quick. Now I'm making a whole chicken for Riley. So those who know Riley, Riley is my 4-year-old West Highland Terrier. So I boil chicken for him and I debone it as a snack for him throughout the week. But here's our broth. Check out our broth, folks. Okay, really excited with the onions. All right, so we'll get some carrots added right now. Let this continue to come up really, really slow. I have 2 cups of carrots here. We'll let those cook a little bit longer. We'll tend to our beautiful meatballs and get back together, maybe around 10 or 15 minutes once these things are browned. I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, folks, so we were about 10 minutes, maybe 15 into the browning of these meatballs. And what I just did is I added the other half of the onion. You remember I added one half to the stock. This half I wanted to add to the hamburger or meatballs themselves because I want complexity in this stew, okay? So I want flavored and grilled type onions in this stew. And we also want to come back with about 4 cloves of garlic. Okay, now we only have maybe 10 more minutes max, and these meatballs will be cooked thoroughly all the way through. Okay, so all I want to do now is get this mixed up, then we will drain the grease, and this will go right into the pot along with the carrots, and we're going to go ahead right now and add our potatoes. So let's do that together as well. But you can see what's going on here, right? Flavor, flavor, flavor. That's what we do here on Dski Grillz. Got us a really nice boil happening now. I also added a bay leaf into our stock, okay? So we'll come in with our potatoes next, and also about 1 cup of mixed vegetables, okay? Now these are frozen mixed vegetables, so I went easy on this here. We're gonna add about 1 cup, maybe 2 cups of the mixed vegetables, okay? We wanna make this, again, comfort, comfort, comfort. So we're gonna keep on adding. This is gonna make the broth cool down. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going now so our broth can get this cooked while our meatballs are still going. We'll have everything mixed up well. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Coming back with our red potatoes, we're going to go ahead and get that added. Remember, we had 7 potatoes that we cut up really nicely. We're adding that to the pot. Now check out what we have going on here. We got some heartiness happening, right? Would you agree with me? Got a little bit of heartiness happening here. All right, so we'll just wait for the meatballs. We're gonna come back. We still owe you guys a look at the tomato sauce that's gonna be added, as well as 2 fresh Roma tomatoes that will also be added to this stew. Okay, see you guys in a bit when it's time to complete adding the rest of the ingredients. All right, folks, so we're back. We just finished draining the oil out of our meatballs, okay? So I wanna get these added now too. What you're gonna see is all of these beautiful grilled onions and garlic that is also in the pan. You're gonna see what looks like burntness. It's not burntness, this is flavor. Don't forget the difference, okay? We're gonna add a lot of this to our stock to add even more seasoning, more complexity to our stew, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and get that in as much as I can. All right, so now think about what we have. We have this vegetable medley, we have our potatoes, we have our meatballs, we have our garlic, we have our onions, we have bay leaves. We have built something special here, right? What I'm gonna do now is let this simmer for around 20 or 30 minutes to let these flavors start mixing up together. After 20 or 30 minutes, we'll come back with tomatoes, and we'll come back with our tomato paste. All right, we'll let it cook for another 10, maybe 15 minutes, and then hopefully we're at the point where I can do a taste test for you guys and close this video out. I'll see you in a bit. Thanks for hanging in there with me. You see my Christmas mitten? I'm telling you, the season's here. See you guys in a bit. All right, folks, we are back. About an hour and a half, 2 hours max later, we are back checking out the final product of our hearty beef stew, made for the wintertime, made for our soul, right? So we want that warm comfort food. We have it here, okay? I'm gonna bring you up close, show you the final product, and we're gonna close this video out. All right, so let's check out our hearty beef stew. We'll get this baby opened up. Now, once we got everything combined, we let this simmer for about 45 minutes, okay? So I just wanna show you what I'm talking about when I say a hearty beef stew. Look at this, folks. You have awesome, awesome consistency, nice thickness, heartiness. You see the meatballs, you see the potatoes, the carrots. I'm telling you, folks, this is going to be amazing, all right? Now, you can't have a hearty beef stew without one more complimentary side. Can you guess what that side is? I'll show you. Wonderful, wonderful cornbread. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to my channel. Let everybody know what Dski Grillz is up to. And as always, at Dski Grillz, grilling is not a pastime, it's a passion. Thanks for joining me for this awesome segment. Enjoy this winter recipe. I do plan on doing more cooks inside the house as well as outside, because Dski Grillz does it in all temperatures. But folks, This is hearty beef stew done right. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks as always for joining me.